Family, we are back with another episode of no, something there. 40 under 40, 40 under 40, where we're highlighting 40 of the most influential Black artists across the world. We have another one with us today working in the art space. And listen. This brother just told me, we were chatting, he said that, listen, we don't do just visual arts, but we cover everything in arts. I love that. Yo, help me welcome Cary Michael Robinson. What's going on, brother? How are you?
All right, man. What's going on?
Not much, man. Hey, thank you for joining us and congrats on being one of our 40 under 40.
Oh, man, I appreciate you having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and it's a pleasure to be featured on 40 under 40. So I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tell me a little bit about who is Cary Michael Robinson?
Oh, man. So I am Southern bred. I was born and raised in Mobile, Alabama. For those of you who don't know, that's the home of Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
the real South. The real South.
Yeah, the dirty South. The dirty South. That's what we call it. And I went to Florida A&M University for visual arts. Before that, I was at Tuskegee for engineering. So I got a little bit of engineering background mixed in with the visual art. Went on to Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, where I learned about design management, just how to apply arts in a business aspect. After that, I jumped to DC and just started paving my own way. You know, as an artist and a creative, I always emphasize that you can kind of paint your own path. You know, you can design your own destiny, and that's kind of what I did. I was working in the restaurant industry. I went to property management. Now, Cary Michael is a design patent examiner. So I work at the Patent and Trademark Office. If anyone, yeah. So if inventors or designers need protection over their inventions, it will come through my office. That's very important, especially in the social media realm where people are putting images and things out there that can risk them get stolen. So I'm a patent examiner. I'm also the CEO of Art Bay, which is an artist collective called Art Before Anything Else. We put on arts, entertainment, and education-based programming with a passion for advocacy. We like to partner with the local nonprofits and small businesses here in the DMV to help them encourage them to kind of keep pushing their mission, especially in the pandemic where businesses are closing. The arts has been very influential. So I've been an advocate for the arts in that capacity. I'm also an independent artist. I have my Jill Scott painting in the back, if you can see a piece of it. Yeah, and that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. Yeah.
I have like 3,000 questions running in my head right now, but let's
all right.
let's do one at a time. So it seems like you have a varied educational background. So you were engineering and then art and then the business of art. How do you think your education has groomed you to be in the position that you're in right now with the business, with the patent office, and with your own personal art?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just thankful to have the opportunity to have went to a HBCU. That kind of gave me my foundation. Going to Tuskegee.
With the two.
Yeah. People think I'm crazy because I rep Tuskegee and FAMU, you know, but I can be divided. But yeah, it was just dope. Just getting that experience, being surrounded by other like-minded individuals in an engineering setting. And then I didn't even think it was possible. Like when I switched to graphic design and visual arts, I always thought, you know, in high school, it was not the path that most people travel down, like anything with the arts. But just being surrounded by other people who are creatives like me and wanted to pursue artistic endeavors for a career, it just helped me kind of reinforce my passion. Just being at FAMU, surrounded by the arts department, and learning all the different facets of how to package yourself as an artist, branding, marketing, practicum of art management, how to curate and create your own art show and galleries, how to kind of do a formal pitch. Portfolios are very important, unlike other disciplines like business. You know, you have to have a portfolio behind yourself if you're going to call yourself an artist. People want to see that. So me just learning all of those different skill sets, I feel like that shaped me to where I am today, because now I can kind of impart that wisdom on my cohort of artists who are part of Art Bay as well as the DMV League, because a lot of them, some of them have educational background, but a lot of them are self-taught, and a lot of them don't know how to go beyond the realm of social media. They get thousands of likes, thousands of follows, but that doesn't translate to income, unfortunately, a lot of the time. So by me just being a catalyst for them, I like to provide workshops. I like to help create the space from them to move from theory to practice, because a lot of times, with us just paint, especially in the pandemic, again, we're painting, we're posting, but we need to get that outside of the four walls of your home. So I kind of emphasize that, and I feel like my education helped that a whole lot.
Yeah, man. So definitely while you're talking, I was like, I need to get him to do a workshop with with some artists.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah, because I
that's what I
find
specialize
often,
in.
yeah, I find often not even just the visual arts world, but in like the arts world, period. Nobody talks about the business side of it. No one, an artist doesn't see it. Like a singer doesn't see a contract until a manager puts it in front of them, and they don't know if it's good or bad. They don't know if they're selling their soul away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so,
exactly.
yeah, having that conversation, everybody always focuses on the performance of the final product, but nobody talks about the layers that it takes to get to that point.
Absolutely. I always like to say, as an artist, you are the product and the service. Like, you can be, I know I've met some clients who kind of expressed to me that they, might like a certain work of art, but because of the artist, didn't have the right demeanor. A lot of people are drawn to the story
Yeah,
and the artist behind the artistry. So if
yeah,
you can't really connect with people like that on that interpersonal level, that might cost you sales, or cost you
yeah,
exposure, or cost you opportunities.
yeah.
And yeah, so I try to emphasize that a lot. It's more than just being a dope artist. You gotta know how to market yourself. Gotta know how to put yourself out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Two things: people buy from people. Number one,
Yeah.
people buy from people, and number two is if you don't have your business in order, then yeah, it's definitely people will be turned off, especially if they know what business should look like. Yeah, I get it, man.
Absolutely.
I get it for
Absolutely.
sure. So, what made you create Art Bay? What made you create a cohort of artists, and then to focus on arts advocacy?
Yeah, so actually it started when I was in undergrad, FAMU 2018, actually. Just being in the arts department, I noticed, well, when I left Tuskegee, I lost my scholarship. I could have gotten it back, but I had to go to FAMU without a scholarship. I had to literally become a resident, get in-state tuition. Um, Long story to that, but I'm not gonna get to it. But I noticed that a lot of my colleagues who were from the area and had in-state tuition, they still didn't get enough funding. Like, with the art department, did not get enough funding from like the SGA, like the other departments. People thought the art was not significant or not relevant. This was before the whole STEAM movement. It was all
Right.
STEM. So
Hmm.
we had to do fundraisers. We had to do car washes. We just realized that we were stronger in numbers. We realized we had to collaborate to keep ourselves in the program, and so that we could see our colleagues blossom and grow and finish with their
Right.
degree. So I started the FAMU Fine Art Society with a similar vision. We wanted to kind of, encourage greater public appreciation of arts.
Hmm.
We were able to get in the Tallahassee Democrat, which was the local newspaper. We had a Black History show at the Mary Brogan Museum of Art and Science, among many other accomplishments. But we ultimately raised money for the department and was able to disseminate those funds to artists so that we can get supplies, so that we can get the brushes, the paints, canvases. Unfortunately, when I graduated, the society kind of dissipated after a year. But I saw an opportunity when I got to DC to create a similar platform that would be more global. So I ran a campaign. I got my artwork, which was a Prince painting I've done, featured on the BET Awards without my consent, but it was a noteworthy accomplishment. But that's what kind of sparked Art Bay. I was like, you got, if you put your art before anything else, your life would be a lot more rewarding, and you should get the proper accreditation for the art. So I ran a campaign talking about the importance of like the protection of the arts.
Yeah.
Got about 20 artists on board. We had a dope 90s themed art show, and then I curated it. Everybody was like, "Oh man, like, is this gonna be your only art show? It can't stop here." So I just kept in touch. Yeah, I kept in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
Finally had the wheels turning, created Art Bay, and everybody's been rocking with me since then. And then I also, as a creative, I know a lot of people like myself work. I don't call it a 9 to 5 because my hours are flexible, but I do work a full time. I'm a full
Right.
time employee and a
Mm-hmm.
full time artist, and a lot of us have to work around the clock. So a lot of times I can't get to certain opportunities, but I don't want to pass it off. I don't want to just pass it off. So when people come to me and like, "Hey, Cary, can you do a mural?" I'm like, "Well, I don't have the consistency of time, but I know SP the Plug, or I know Luther, or I know Keona Clark.
Yeah.
And I like to shoot it out. So that's kind of how I like it, being the arts administrator or the art contractor
I
in a
love it.
sense. So I can use my business savvy
Yeah.
to kind of get those contracts, get them out to the artists, and then that way they learn, kind of through me. How I
Mm-hmm.
run the contract negotiation and things like that. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I know I'm talking a lot, but I get
No,
excited.
man. I mean, I love it. I mean, the funny thing is, like, you sound a lot like me. So,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
why I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Like all this is like it's like firing all the syntax in here.
That's what's
Um,
up.
yeah, man. So man, so it's so funny you hear about patenting your work. You hear about patenting your invention. I'm gonna ask two questions. The first question is, as a artist, let's say someone who creates a designs a shirt or designs, a canvas. How do I go about patenting my artwork, my design, and then why is that important?
So you have two different types of patents. You have a utility patent that protects how the invention works, so the functionality of the invention, and then you have a design patent, which is the department that I work in.
Can you
That
repeat that?
you have a design patent.
Okay.
So the utility patent protects functionality. The design patent protects the aesthetic, so how the design looks. And so you would go about getting protection. I would definitely seek an attorney for patents. Not so much trademarks. Trademarks is a pretty streamlined process. They have like programs such as LegalZoom and Trademark Plus. But for patents, I would definitely seek a patent attorney because there's specific language you have to have. There's specific types of technical drawings. Because when you apply for your application, the application has to be put together such in a way that someone who does not have any idea what your invention is, they have to be able to recreate it from your application without speaking to you. And so
Wow.
that's a little difficult to articulate on your own.
Yes.
So yeah, I recommend a patent attorney. The fees aren't as much for the design patents. But at the end of the day, if you have a dope idea that's going to bring you a lot of income and revenue,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good to invest in yourself and invest in your future. So
Sure.
just I always tell people look at it as it's an upfront cost, but in the long run, it'll cost you. Look at Apple, look at Google, look at
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
inventions that people
Yeah.
thought were like probably looked at them like they were crazy, but they're
Right.
making millions now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would file from the USPTO website, go through the process, and it takes about I think minimum 2 years, 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay.
But if you want whatever the invention is, if you plan on getting it out to the
Mhm.
public, you want to file first. You want to definitely file because once you start promoting that product, whatever that business or service is,
Mhm.
you run the risk of other people stealing your ideas. So you have to file, and
Right.
as long as you file, you're entitled to that. You're entitled to the priority of that filing date, the earlier filing date. So if you file today and you start promoting tomorrow,
Mhm.
someone can steal your ideas on Saturday and start
Mhm.
promoting. But as long as you file first,
Right.
then their thing will be obsolete, and
Gotcha.
it'll be all on you. So that's pretty much the procedure.
So, as an artist, let's say I have a piece of art
Mhm.
that I've created on a canvas. Do I need to patent that or trademark that, or what would your suggestion be?
Yeah, so for our word, you would do a copyright actually.
Okay.
So, and then you can do that for an individual piece of artwork, or
Okay.
you can do that for a series. Say, for instance, you're a photographer, you go
Mhm.
to the beach, you take about 30 to 100 photos of different things on the beach, the seashells, the seashore, the sunset. You can apply for a batch and do it like that, so that you don't have to pay for each individual patent. So
Gotcha.
I tell people, take into consideration, if you're doing paintings, music artists, and you have Bob Marley, you have Aaliyah, you have, you know, Nipsey Hussle, you want to apply for a batch, so that way you can make the best use of your scope of protection and don't have to apply individually.
Gotcha. That's smart, man. That's definitely smart. NFTs. That's the big buzzword right now.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so like, where do you sit on the NFT conversation, and like, how does that affect the legality of ownership?
So the NFT, I've never really like an early adopter. I say I want to let somebody I know kind of
Right,
get into it. I want to watch them fail and
right,
stumble and
right,
succeed. You have
right.
to you have to fail before you like get up and start running.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I attended a workshop learning about the blockchain technology and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
buying a wallet. That's actually one of my 2022 goals, to create an NFT.
Nice.
And I think I want to collaborate with someone who has the more technical savvy to kind of, you know, put me on the right track in that market. Because if I'm gonna get in it, I want to do it right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's the new wave. I think it's cool. They apparently it's going to be something that's sustainable, that's going to last a while. Definitely want to get my feet wet on things that are popping. You know, is
Right.
we always got to catch the new wave, right? So I attended a couple workshops, so I know everything. I just
Mm-hmm.
have to apply it now. And I'm
Right.
yeah, so I'm waiting on. We have a girl by the name of Creative Bree, who's a part of Art Bay. She dropped a couple NFTs, and SP the plug. So I'm kind of waiting to see how things work out for
Okay.
them, to kind of get some feedback, and then you'll see a Cary Michael NFT pretty soon. I'm
Gotcha.
gonna say that.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Shout out to SP the plug. He's one of our 40 under 40 as well.
Oh, dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up. I'm glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. So, what's next for Cary Michael? What's next for Art Bay? What can we look forward to?
So next for Cary Michael, this is the year I'm kind of tapping into myself. I just had a 35th birthday last week, and I'm still
Right.
riding the birthday wave. I'm headed
Yeah.
out of town tomorrow, but
Nice.
when I get back, I am planning for a solo art show
Mm.
in April. It's going to be at the Creative Suitland Art Center, so I just have to get the wheels turning. Looking for a PR person for that, because that's an area that I feel like will be the next step. You know, we got to have that PR and marketing. So I'll be having a solo art show in April. So I'll be creating some new work from now to then. I like to, when I have shows that are up and coming, I like to bring something new to the table that I don't like to release on social media.
Okay.
I feel like social media can be a gift and a curse sometimes. You know, sometimes I like to show people what I'm working on, but I feel like it reduces the quality
Yeah.
of whatever you're working on when you are just constantly throwing things out. So I want to
Right.
give my spectators and my people who actually come to the show
Mhm.
something to look forward to. I don't want them to be like, "Oh, I saw that on social media already. I don't need to come." You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
got a lot of new work coming that I might not drop until April 16th. Is my mom's
Okay.
birthday. That's the date of the show.
Nice.
Uh, so that's what I'm working on personally. I'm also working on the NFT. For Art Bay, I am working on developing a nonprofit that we just started called the Art Bay Foundation.
Mm.
So we were a for-profit entity,
Mhm.
and we realized that if we want to keep, you know, providing the services we offer to the community, we
Yeah.
need more funding. And we've
Mhm.
noticed that from trial and error, we noticed that being a nonprofit would be the way to go, because a lot of people are looking for money to give away so they can
Mhm.
write off. Uh,
Right.
we got that established. We just got to develop it and get that running. So I'll
Nice.
be on the board as a founder, but I have a whole team kind of helping me out. So yeah, I think that's enough
That's
for the
cool, man.
first quarter of
Man, that's just the
2022.
first quarter. That's crazy, bro. I
Yeah,
love it though.
man.
I love it. I love that passion and drive for sure, man. For sure.
Appreciate
Um,
it, man.
so if we wanted to follow you specifically, how could we follow you on social media?
Yeah, so on social media, I use Instagram pretty frequently.
Okay.
You can follow me on Instagram at Cary Michael underscore. So that's Cary Michael Michael underscore on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook at Cary Michael. Everything else, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Cary Michael Robinson on LinkedIn for the corporate look.
Right.
Yeah. So
and then how do we follow Art Bay?
So if you want to follow Art Bay, I post most of our events and happenings on that page. On Instagram, it's Art Bay Online. So it's ARTBAE Online.
Gotcha.
As well as on Facebook, Twitter, everything else, Art Bay Online. And we have a link to the foundation on the artbayonline.com website. And we'll be building that out as we get the foundation up and running.
Nice, man. Nice. So you ready for the game, this or that?
Oh, let's play it.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. I'll make it easy for you. Make it a little easy for you, okay? I won't start off easy. I can't say it's gonna stay that way. Sports car or SUV?
SUV, simply because I travel. Like, I can't, if I had to ride the metro and stuff, I will, but I'm the type of person, I carry everything. My car is like a whole little dorm room or whatever, and my artwork is pretty huge. So SUV is usually helpful for transporting artwork, art supplies, and things of that nature. I would love a dope sports car in addition to the SUV.
Gotcha.
I gotta have the SUV first.
Gotcha. You prefer a big party or intimate gathering?
Ooh, it's funny that you say that, because I had both. I had both for my birthday weekend. But I'm gonna say, if it's for me, I like intimate gatherings. Intimate can mean 5 to 30 people. Yeah, but for the art shows, I like to bring the whole community out. So
okay. I'm here for that. Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan?
Ooh. Do I have to answer that? Oh man, shit. I'm gonna say Kobe, but I'm gonna just say Kobe. I'm not gonna elaborate.
Okay, we'll leave it right there. We got that's cool. We can leave it right there. If you were given an all-expense vacation, would you rather go to Alaska or Hawaii?
Man, you know what? I'm a fan of the cold, but I think I'm gonna go to Hawaii, man. Just the beach. I feel like it's cold enough here in DC.
Yeah.
And I want to escape the cold for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, I want to go to Hawaii,
Okay.
See all the sights, the ladies, the ocean, palm trees, all the good stuff.
I feel you, man. Would you rather have $1 million in cash or $1 million home?
Damn. I gotta think about that. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say $1 million in cash, because I would love a dope $1 million home, but I might can use that cash to buy something a little bit less expensive. And still have something left over.
Right. Okay, I'm here for it. So that was this or that, man. Pretty simple, pretty easy.
Okay, that was thought provoking. Maybe think a little bit. Work my brain a bit.
I like to do that just to see where people are in their headspace.
Right. No, that was fun.
Man. So thank you, brother, for joining us. Congrats again on being one of our 40 under 40.
Oh man, I really, really appreciate it. I was trying to make the 30 under 30 list, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we here now.
Right. I'm a lot more established now, so I appreciate the 40 under 40, and I thank you for the opportunity, man. This was dope.
Yes, sir. Hey, everybody, make sure you go check out everything that Cary Michael is doing. Also, make sure that you go and support Art Bay. They're a nonprofit, so send them money. They will send you a tax write-off.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they're doing some amazing work out in these streets for sure. Hey, I'm Giles. This has been another episode of Urban Arts Magazine presents 40 Under 40. Make sure you check out all of our other 40 artists. We'll see you soon. Peace.